welcome back, everybody, to our Online Survival 3 podcast. Just Aspen and I. For now, we are expecting maybe Alex and Carrie later. But Aspen, let's start with your ups and downs.
Ooh, okay. I guess who went up for me probably is I'm gonna give it to Dot this week. I shit on him last week. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Dot this week. I don't know, he just put himself in a good position right now to be sitting in that final two. So I think Dot got my up for the week. And then for my down, honestly, I'm probably gonna have to give it to my girl Rochelle, which is hard for me to do, but oh no, her and Alex feud thing, and then like everybody knows that if they take her to the end, she gonna win, which is well deserved. But I mean, it's stupid if they take her. It just I don't know. It just is.
What do you think Dot's position will after this?
I think he in a good spot. I think he got T, and I think he got Anthony to at least think about. Well, Anthony obviously still is gonna, I guess, take T, but I don't know. Dot playing a real sneaky game this time, so I commend him for it. He playing both sides and he doing it well. So he even still got Rochelle in the pocket.
So we're just going to start with a double elimination. Alex wins 2048 to keep himself safe. Did you have any thoughts on the double and everybody having to talk in person, no privacy,
Yeah, it was interesting. It was interesting. I've never seen nothing like that before. I think people were being so scared though, like nobody was really trying to really call it out. And I think Alex wanted to, but he just ain't had the balls, it was like on the tip of his tongue, and I wish he would have just spit it out. But I wish he would have said and caused some drama before he left. But
well,
yeah.
he was alluding to Rochelle, but I don't think anybody else is really going to go for that.
Mm-mm.
Why do you think Carrie was just the easy vote?
I think she had less ties with everybody. Nobody felt bad about cutting her, probably because she had already been cut once before, honestly, to tell you the truth.
Rochelle didn't vote for Carrie. She voted for Anthony. Were you surprised by that? That Carrie's talked with Rochelle seemed to work.
Very. I was very surprised that she would vote Anthony after she didn't vote Anthony all those times, which she should have got rid of Anthony now. But yeah, it was weird that Carrie made more of an influence on Rochelle. I didn't see that coming, but I guess they bonded over being moms or something.
I think it was more like I think Rochelle maybe started to see, kind of like Dot does too, that T and Anthony might be inseparable.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They yeah. I was gonna say Dot might have had a chance, but no, they caught on to that real quick. So
Why do you think they're inseparable? Just because they're newbies?
Just because they voted together this whole time, honestly, I think this, and they just trust that they're gonna vote the same way, which once you done voted with somebody for 5, 6, hell, I don't know how many times they done voted people off, but it kind of starts to be like, oh yeah, well, we gonna do the same thing, like this ain't no Didi and Q situation where Didi just vote for anybody, like yeah, they gonna vote together. So I think it's just they've been together since the beginning and they gonna stick Team Boomerang to the end.
Are you surprised that those two stuck together after the way they kind of started? They were kind of sketchy of each other for the first several rounds.
Yeah, I was surprised. Yeah, it was weird. It was weird because I didn't think that they were gonna really get along, but then I don't know, then they did. Anthony is a lot, but T, I think they're the perfect like yin and yang. Anthony is all over the place, and then T, she more composed and she can keep her cool, and so I think that's why they work so well together.
So Dot was thinking now that it's a final two and not a final three that maybe he does need to split up T and Anthony. He thought about it in this episode. He thought about even just joining Alex at least for this vote. Do you think he should have in the end or no?
Mm, absolutely. Absolutely. I think he should have just broke up. I would have got rid of Anthony if I was Dot and Rochelle and Alex. I just would have got rid of Anthony, and then I would have turned around and got rid of Alex next if I was Dot. But now, because I don't really know if they really got a chance in breaking them up at this point.
Well, before we'll get there, I guess, but let's see what else is in my notes here before the challenge. Because there's also T. T's thinking about the end too. She doesn't want to go to the end with Dot or Rochelle. And she considered voting with Alex, both her and Anthony. Do you think they should have voted with Alex?
Mm, maybe. It's hard because Alex is just so you never can tell. So it's like I want to say they could have voted with him, but then he would turn around and voted one of them off next time. So, but I mean, it could have benefited them to at least like try to see what he was talking about. But mm,
Well, let's get to the synonym challenge that went down to the wire between Alex and Dot. What were your main takeaways from that challenge?
my main takeaway is that Dot let the community down. It was so embarrassing the stuff that he didn't know or like, oh, got it. It just I felt for him. It's like this basic black shit, Dot.
What
Like
did you miss? I don't even remember.
I think it was like boys to men, wasn't it?
Oh
Like
yeah, he messed up. He said so hard to say goodbye to tomorrow instead of yesterday. I don't know
I'm
why.
like, what? You know that it's not called so hard to say goodbye to tomorrow, right? Like that I don't know, that's not even a fucking lyrics. Like at least sing the song, Dot. So I thought that was interesting. But I don't know. He pulled out a clutch win. I was so surprised at how terrible everybody did. I even got more right than a couple people. So people
Were
was
the
having
were the 2010s as hard as they made it look?
no, I think that they just young, like Alex and T and um
Anthony.
yeah, Anthony, they young, like they Alex said he probably was born in like 99 or something dumb, like probably at
Probably.
the end. So I'm sure that in 2010 they was only like 10 years old, versus Fan Guy who probably would have killed that shit because he just is more experienced, we'll call it. But yeah, I don't know. I thought I would have did good, but I probably would have picked more of the what was it, the 90s or the
It was
yeah,
90s and 2000s.
90s and 2000s, yeah. But I don't know. They made it seem hard.
They did. They did make it seem like hard. Some of them were hard, but some of them were not. Even in the chat, the live chat, Meg and other people were guessing them right. So, but maybe it is their age. I don't know. But were you surprised Dot pulled out the win in the end, beating Alex in the?
No, I'm not surprised. I knew Dot had it in him. He a smart dude. That's why I like him. I just I thought Alex was gonna feel the pressure more. Like I really expected Alex to outperform Dot just based off of Alex is very smart. He know a lot of pop culture and he is very musically talented. So I thought he was gonna do way better on some of the songs and stuff. But I mean, he got like I think he got the Drake song, Just Hold On, We're Going Home, which I mean, I got that too. But, I just expected Alex to do better.
Do you think it's nerves in challenges like this, or how do you feel going into a challenge? Is there nerves?
Yeah, a little bit, especially knowing like everybody watching you, like you having to get swapped in and out, you having to watch people. It's definitely nerves involved, which I think some people don't know, but like, like other people are watching you while you going and your whole castmates is sitting behind their little screens mostly talking shit, you know, like I know in our challenges we would just be like all up in the chat talking. But I think it do got a lot to do with nerves, but that's why I like to smoke before I go into challenges, and it helps calm me down, you know. My boy Patty said he like to take a drink. You know, we all got our things that we got to do before these challenges to get our minds right.
I don't know if you want to drink too much, like Carrie in that chat. She just wanted to get back to her fried pickles and her
Oh
hot
my,
beer.
that is the one comment that I wanted to make sure I said is somebody please get this girl to them fucking fried pickles and that hot beer before she fucking dies. Yo, that was so funny. I'm like,
She was so mad at me for having a double that night.
I know. Which I get it. I love me some fried pickles too. I can't get none out here on the West Coast. So that's a good old Southern thing. But yeah, it was not good. I felt really bad for Carrie.
So after this challenge, Alex is trying to find cracks or make cracks himself. I think Alex has struggled since the merge, to say the least, but I felt like this was his best episode. I feel like Alex does best when his back's against the wall. It just might have been a little too late.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. Absolutely that he scrambled and he scrambled. And I feel like he almost did kind of get people thinking about voting Rochelle, but I just feel like he couldn't close, you know. He should have worked it like 2 days ago. He should have been trying to talk to Dot, and I don't know who requested who for that chat. Do you remember?
Like they requested each other, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Finally.
Exactly. So I mean, like, I don't know. They just was an episode a day late. Dollar Show should have did it yesterday, the day before, because it just was everybody was already on the same page about Alex being an easy vote.
I do think that Alex's mistake was telling Anthony the truth that he doesn't have an advantage while everybody else still thought that Alex maybe had the switch a vote. And then Alex lied to Dot saying it wasn't a switch vote, it was an extra vote. But
that was very, very chaotic. I I thought it was interesting he told Anthony the truth too, because I'm like, at this point, why? You know, like you should have just kept it to yourself. Especially because Anthony called him out at Tribal, you know, like, wait. You know, Anthony ain't letting that go down. So that was funny. Yeah.
well, why do you think Alex was targeting Rochelle so hard out of everybody?
I think that he just seen that he could make a case against her, honestly. You know, I feel like it was Dot the first night when he picked the target of Lauren. He just picked somebody and he went with it, you know, and I feel like Alex kind of did the same thing. He felt like he could get people to see that Rochelle is, you know, like running this game pretty much, which is not a lie. But yeah, I think that he just felt threatened by her. I don't think it had nothing to do with her lying to him or whatever. I don't really remember what the lie was, but I think that was beyond it.
I think it was the fact that when the round before, when Alex was kind of the target, even though it changed the nav, Rochelle said that the target was Anthony. So I guess that was the lie.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, I guess I get it.
But during that conversation between Alex and Dot kind of alluded that he wanted to maybe target T. Why do you think Alex didn't jump on that?
I think he didn't want to burn the bridge between him and T. You know, I think Alex, he was playing smart. He was playing smart. If he would have burnt, you know, T, then well, I mean Anthony would have been by himself, so it probably could have worked out. But I I don't know why he didn't hop on that. Alex liked to push his own agenda, I think, you know, like he wanted to be his idea. So he already had Rochelle in his head, and that's who he was gonna go with.
Yeah, I also don't know if they actually would have had the numbers to get out T anyway. But so during a Dot and T, well, no, first it was Dot and Anthony that had a conversation, and Dot kind of tried to convince Anthony that he can't beat T in the end. But then later he tells T that Anthony's the one that brought that up.
Yeah. Dot he getting his lines mixed up, like he gotta make sure he don't cross his lines too much. He having a hard time, and they starting to go back and talk about it and call him on it, and it's only a matter of time before all that comes to the light.
So what are your thoughts on like T and Anthony's relationship? And like, should they go to the end together? Does it benefit T the most to do that?
I don't know, like honestly, I don't know that. I don't think it does. I think it benefit Anthony more because if I was on the jury, I would vote for Anthony versus T, just because of how much of an underdog he was, how much he had to fight from the bottom, um, and I don't know. T would have to like do a lot of convincing to get me to vote her over Anthony. So I don't know that they are best to take each other.
So in the end, are you happy that Alex wasn't the first two-time winner?
Kind of, but I mean, it was sad to see him go home. I'm gonna say that it was definitely sad to see him go home. But whew, I thought I was gonna have a fucking champ on my hands, and I couldn't deal with that. I ain't ready for that yet. So uh, I'm glad Alex was dethroned. He needed to be sat down and humbled a little bit. And now we all done see his game exposed. And so everybody know how to take Alex. And so I feel like if he wins from this point on any of these games, he gonna work hard and he gonna really deserve it. And I will be okay with that.
What do you think Alex needs to change about his game?
I think he need to be able to decide better when he want to be loyal and when he don't. Like, I don't know why he want to stay loyal to Nav as much as he did versus, like jump. He should have been tried to jump that ship. But I think he just got to get a better grasp on when to use when to say what.
In season one, I felt like he did that a lot better. I think he came into this season wanting to be a little more loyal than he was the first season. I guess Nav was that person.
I guess.
But it didn't work out for him.
No, it did not.
Well, before we get to the final four, did you happen to watch the jury or no?
I did. Yep.
What are your thoughts on Van Guy finding out about the power and everybody being a little bit bitter?
Yeah. I feel like it was like so hard for Fanguy to believe that a power got used on him, so that was kind of funny. But this jury is going to be really tough because they all so bitter because they got put out in like some crazy ways. And Miguel, honestly, I don't understand why Miguel is as bitter as he is. He got a lot to say to be the first one voted off, but
I guess technically second because Nick's also on the jury.
Oh, I guess so. I forget about him because he wasn't in the whole episode. So
I
know. Yeah, it was interesting. It's so funny to watch everybody connect the dots. My favorite part was obviously Fanguy singing to Carrie, "Thank you for being a friend."
Poor Fanguy. He did feel so betrayed when the vote was only 2 in his favor.
Yeah, so I mean, I hope that it'll make him not be as bitter, knowing that that's what happened and not looking at it like, oh, y'all turned on me, So, I wonder, will it still make him vote for Tito? That's what I'm curious about. Is he gonna think that it's a respectable thing or nah?
Well, since you're the only one here, I guess it has to be you that just does these predictions. So, well, not really predictions. I just want to know. I'm going to go by each person who you think they need to take to the end to have the best shot at winning. We will start with Rochelle.
So Rochelle, she should take Dot, because she has pulled more moves than him. She just has played a better game than Dot, I feel like. So I feel like she would get more votes.
What about Anthony? Who does Anthony need to go to the end with to beat?
I think he could go against either T or Dot. Like I said, I would vote for Anthony over T because I just feel like he had to endure a little more. He was more of an underdog. And then I would definitely vote Anthony over Dot just because I feel like Anthony played a better game than Dot. I'm struggling. I wish my boy Days was here to tell me what has Dot done in the game that's worthy. But
Well, why are you
yeah.
so down on that?
I don't know. I feel like what moves? Who did he get out? Who can we say he pulled the trigger on and is like, I'm gonna pick a target and
Lauren, for sure.
okay, Lauren. Since Lauren, are we giving him credit for the Alex thing, or is that just like it was inevitable? Everybody was already on the same page, or did he put the thought and put the plan into action on the Alex situation? Because if so, maybe that'll change my mind.
I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, I guess he has been trying to target Alex since the start of the merge. I mean, he voted for Alex at the start of the merge, but I mean, I guess it depends how you see it.
Yeah, I guess. I feel like, yeah, Anthony. I mean, Anthony and Dot might be tied up because Anthony, he really ain't do necessarily nothing special. I mean, him and T is just like a block vote, a power vote, and so like him just voting with T how she want to go is not necessarily game winning worthy. So maybe Dot could pull out a win against Anthony.
So you think Dot needs to sit next to Anthony?
Mm-hmm.
What about T? Who does T need to sit next to?
Dot. She need to sit next to Dot, and it's hard because her and Rochelle kind of are on an even keel to me. So yeah, I don't know if I probably wouldn't chance going up against Rochelle if I was T. Hey,
How's it going,
Carrie.
I'm waiting to see if Alex is coming as well. So,
Hey.
But before Alex gets here, we can start without him.
Sure.
And before Alex gets here, we'll ask you this question. How did you feel when you saw that Alex was in the game? It seems like you were excited.
I was excited because when you're on these shows, you become friends on social media and you know what goes on in their day-to-day life. You have conversations. So I was like, oh my God, I've got Alex, I got Fanguy, I've got Dot. These are people that I see daily. So I'm thinking we're having a huge advantage. And didn't.
But knowing how Alex played his last game, did you think he was going to be playing similarly, lying again?
Okay, I guess I'm a small brain because I don't necessarily like put that much thought into it. So I went into it really open-hearted, thinking like, yeah, Alex did that, but he wasn't really friends with those people, so he wouldn't do that to me. Like I really thought I just didn't put a lot of thought into his deceivious ways.
Even though he screwed you the first time?
I know, but look, when he did that, it was like he was there for one day. So I didn't think that was really a bad personality trait. Like I watched him do the show and I didn't think like he's a dick. Like I didn't think about it. And then going back and watching this season, I'm like, I have to have words with you, boy. Like we're on Instagram direct, like messaging to each other. And I'm just like, you're a liar. And he's just like, that's just part of his show personality.
Now you and Fanguy left Alex on exile to go to your own team at first.
Yeah.
Was it because you wanted to be on a team with Fanguy?
Let me just say this. I really did want to be on with Fanguy. I think we have the similar personality, even down to the bad sides of our personality where we're paranoid and overanalyze to the point where we lose the income. Like we're not able to focus. We're just focused on right now and these people and the people we hate. And so I knew that he had the same thing. And I was like, I'm not going to do it like I did with Patty. I'm not going to target somebody and like lose focus of the game. So I didn't really think he was going to do it either because he was pretty excited to be on. So I thought he's going to fix what he did wrong the first time. And now looking back, he didn't. He used in the exact same thing I was, which was like overanalyzing.
Do you think it's just like a trait you both have? Do you guys overanalyze in real life?
Now looking back, honestly, I think I do it in my like real life day to day for sure. Like I'm like, why didn't somebody like that picture? And then I'm just like, why am I worried about it? Like I don't know. I was very surprised to go back and watch this season more so than the first time because I've never watched Survivor. I've never watched Big Brother. So first season with these idols and all this, I didn't understand. And then Exile, I still didn't really wrap my brain around what was happening, that it was actually a reward. So I'm thinking I'm still punishing people when I'm sending them. So I'm not really grasping. I was so concerned with changing my game and like, I want to bring peace and joy and not be the devil girl. And it really, I should have just gone back and done homework.
You weren't even the devil girl the first time, though, were you?
I mean, I feel like I wasn't very well liked. I wasn't very well liked this season. Like, I really tried. I came into this season like, I'm going to be so honest. I'm going to be so nice. Like, there's no way that I'm going to be caught lying or making fake promises. And I didn't. I just lied twice about who I voted for. Quite honestly, I don't remember doing it or why I did it. Like last night, I was like, why did I vote Alex? Like, I don't know. I must have been really pissed off at him and I didn't really realize it.
I think you were.
Yeah, I mean, at this point in the game, towards this where we were at when I'd leave, I was exhausted. I mean, I was texting you constantly, like, can I have a night off? Can we not film like every single night? It was just a constant film schedule. And so it was Christmas season. I know that. It was basketball season. I was just like exhausted. So
it's because you were always on teams that lost and winning teams got nights off. So you only had one night off.
Dave said that in the podcast. When he said that, I was like, that's exactly what I would say it word for word. I was exhausted. We were I was needed for so many different things because when I would win a challenge and all of a sudden I was the turning point on several votes. And you'll see me, I'm always writing it down. Like you'll see me filming and I'm always looking down because I was writing it down because I couldn't remember from two nights ago who voted for who. So I was writing it and trying to look at my notes always like, where's this going? Like Anthony and T, I really thought when he came and made a deal with me, that's the way it's going to go. Why wouldn't it? I didn't realize how much I would call this season the season of lying. It was nobody truly held up to their alliance, even down to Dot and all their shit's all over the place.
So, Aspen, do you have any questions before I try and
my flotation devices, Aspen?
I'm gonna try and see how this is coming.
Carrie, I just want to commend you on how great of a job you've done and just how much it has been a pleasure to watch your game grow. And
I just love seeing you actually see like points in my view, like to see you turn the corner and say good things. I was just like, well, shit, maybe my game was better than what I thought. Because in my head, I played a worse game this season.
Yeah, I definitely
you were watching it, and I was just like, well, shit, that's great.
Yeah, no, I feel like you stepped it up, like I feel like it's funny that you say you feel like you didn't do your homework because I feel like you did, I feel like you came in knowing that you had to be just different, even with you saying, like I ain't want to come in being a bitch, and so like I get that. It's funny because Nick probably wanted you to come in and be, but like I think it's a certain amount, and because I'm sure if you would have went off on T and Anthony the way that you probably would have went off on somebody in your first season, it would have been way different.
It is, and like only a true sociopath can change their persona for that long amount of filming. Like I could come in and be a personality. I really did think about what I was going to bring to the table this time. And I sat there and I was like, emotionally, I don't want to be drained. Like, I really want to be proud of who I am because I really wasn't that proud of myself the first season because of how outspoken I was. And so this time I was like, I'm going to sit back and listen and just let them talk to me. Why do I have to be the one that's talking the whole time? And you saw it, word vomit came out of everyone's mouth when you sit there and just let them. They'll let you know every single idol or advantage they have.
Yeah, and so, isn't that the case?
Well, if they want you to know, and they say, and Alex is a whole different person, and even Fan Guy's a little bit different. I watched him in the jury, and I almost went on Instagram and deleted him back. I thought he deleted me on Instagram because he's like going through some emotional shit. Like, poor Fan Guy, maybe he got broke up with. I don't know. And then I'm like, this douche thinks that I backstab. I hope he looks back and he's just like, there's no way in hell, Carrie. And he apologized. I saw him apologize. But I was just like, you realize this whole time that you thought like you're that paranoid. You're that paranoid. I never gave you any reason to be. Every time I saw him, like, I'm so excited. Just like Dot. Dot's over here like, it's us three, it's us three. Then he votes for me. I'm like, are you fucking out of your mind? I even showed Nick a paper early in the game of like how I wanted it to go down, like vote wise. And Alex and Dot and Fan Guy were the last of the last. And had any of it gone down, there would have been a better advantage. But they were so, I get that you want to spread it out with the new guys, but Anthony was super aggressive. And he was, every conversation you have with him, and I don't know what you're doing editing, Nick, trying to make him look nice. The kid.
How am I trying to make him look nice?
You tone it down. Like he is Will Ferrell from Step Brothers. Mom, the meatloaf. Like that's what he does. The whole conversation.
He can't be on
like,
all the time. He talks a lot, so I have to edit him down.
Oh my God, he talked. I thought what you would look at the first couple episodes and they were like, John is a threat. John was never a threat. John was unknown. John was quiet. John was half-brained in it. Really wasn't like taking up much of John's time. But they were not thinking Anthony's a threat because he's some kid. And I knew it. The one moment that I met him, I was like, this is a problem. He's a problem. And I knew T was his number one sidekick. And I eventually came back after the whole island situation. I come back and you see me switch my game. I said, if we can get the girls, if I can have T and Rochelle and myself, we can make the three other guys vote a certain way and we can keep ourselves protected all the way to the end. If they even gave my plan a second thought, it would have worked out really great, but they were so stuck into these teams that they had.
Before we get there and get to that, I still want to talk about the original Team Vicious. What were your dynamics on the original Team Vicious?
So meeting Miguel, and I remember the first time he came in, it was his birthday. And I thought this guy, like I had a maternal, maybe my milk came in or something. Like I felt maternal to this kid. Like he's one of my kids. And I loved him. I loved his personality. He was talking and he was at his boyfriend's house and the pod. Remember the filming issues he had? And I felt bad for him. I didn't get irritated with him. Unlike, season one, Patty had the same issues and it pissed me off. I loved Miguel. And now I thought his personality was great too. So I wasn't having any issues. I was excited. More so than season one. I clicked better with
Alex
these people.
Is here, by the way.
Alex is here. Alex. Oh, nice to hear, Alex.
Hey,
Alex.
how are you guys?
What's going on? What you got new furniture over there?
I did, yeah. We did
like
like
it.
flooring for our house and then, a lot of renovations.
Well, we were just talking about the original Team Vicious, Alex, and the dynamics on Team Vicious. What are your thoughts on the dynamics of Team Vicious?
like pre swap, right?
Yes.
No, I actually strategically made myself make sure that I was going to be on that one. So back when Dot and Rochelle were still on Exile, I was like, okay, I played it off, but I really wanted to be on Carrie and Fan Guy's team because I trusted them more. And so I was like, you two should go on this new team. I'll go on the other one. And I thought the dynamics were good. I thought that if we didn't swap or anything, I would have been safe for a while. We would have controlled it. We would have gotten whoever was the newbies at that time out and we would be safe. So I felt good about that tribe. I thought we could have went pretty strong. Obviously it didn't turn out that way, but yeah.
Carrie, Alex played a part in the tribe swap and picking the teams, but
I did.
how do you feel about how you ended up with mostly
So,
Team Boomerang?
it was a bad situation. And I really embraced I knew what I was going into. When that happened, I was just like, crap, I got to go into this team that's established. I'm going to have to win them over and take advantage of what their weak part, which was really instantly we gave it up. And what was her name that went home?
Yeah.
I forget who asked that. They sent her home instead of me.
Oh, Kia. Yes. Kia.
Yeah, Kia. And that gave me hope. Like, oh God. So great. I was good. I would have gotten along with them if they hadn't gotten rid of me.
Yeah.
I mean, that's honest.
Alex, during the tribe swap, it seemed like you, Nav, and Rochelle developed something good, and you guys were kind of plotting against Fan Guy. The merge kind of changed that, but
yeah.
What were those dynamics?
So it's interesting because for sure, I didn't know that I was picking into 3 teams. I really did think I would get Carrie over. I knew I didn't want Fan Guy in my new swap because I want to work with him if we get to the merge, but if not, I don't want to work with him in a swap because I wanted to establish my own stuff and I did not want to actually be on the same thing as him. However, I wanted Carrie. I just couldn't get to her. But once we got to the swap tribes, I made sure to have that sort of majority. So I had Nav who was with me, and then I had someone who was returnee, which is Rochelle. And that was fun. And I thought that if we were safe every round, Nick could also be a part of that too. But obviously Nick, we lost the first time and then Nick had to go. It was kind of unanimous at that point. But yeah, I forget what the question was, but that was my explanation of that new tribe. Very cool.
I think Alex and I had the most miscommunication in this season.
Yes, absolutely.
There was so many missed opportunities to talk, whereas I was getting blown up by so many other people and you weren't, and I was getting aggravated towards the end with that because I didn't know where your alliances laid at that point, and I'm growing closer with Dot.
Exactly. And it was my fault because, so in my head, I thought we were good and solid and I didn't talk to you that much. And that was the problem. I didn't realize how close you and Dot had gone because I didn't talk to Dot either, right? So that was a whole blind side. And I think that if I had known that you were getting closer to Dot and them, I would have tried even more because I just knew that I already knew that me and Dot weren't going to work together well. It was just how to continue this facade of all the attorneys working together without actually working together. And it just got messy. It just got really messy.
Well, yeah, it was messy because in my head, it's y'all are lying about not being good. So I'm double thinking. I'm like, oh no, they're really good, but they're letting everybody else think that they're not good. Yeah. And so I'm just like, I was so over that dynamic.
Oh yeah, me too. And honestly, looking back on it, watching the show now, Dot really did play much more impressively than I thought. In the beginning, I was like, what is Dot doing? Aggressive and more shady, right? But it is impressive because he has managed to do that and get closer, And for me, from my point of view, I was like, dude, he's not doing anything. He's just sitting in the middle, but not actually gaining anybody's trust. But I did not realize how far you have gone with him, and then also Anthony and T. And I'm like, damn, watching it now, I'm like, wow, he did a good job. Because he fooled you. He lied to you almost everything he told you. I didn't even lie to you.
And everybody's with me. They're like, do you realize he lied to you every single
He lied to you more than anybody else. And when you got out, you were like, Dot, be careful.
Dot, I love you.
You're rewarding Dot. He's the one that voted for you, not Rochelle.
Oh, I hated myself. When the screen came up and it was like, T, Anthony, Dot, I was just like, you mother.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. It's
so mad.
In a way, it's impressive because he really did that.
Oh yeah, I had 0.00% of fear from Dot.
Yep.
No.
But the entire
I got a little bit from you because Nav's communication made me doubt it a little bit. I think even Miguel kind of threw some shade, so I had a few doubts. But it is what it is. Nick controls our lives.
It's the game.
Only for a few weeks.
Carrie, let's go play a game of numbers right now while you're drinking. add, subtract.
While you were out.
Aspen, does this change your mind about Dot earlier? Because earlier you were saying you didn't really sure of his game either.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I definitely see where Alex is coming from. You know, he is playing more aggressive, and I guess I'm just now thinking that damn, he did lie to carry every single time.
Every single vote.
Every single time.
He switched up his gameplay, absolutely. And I didn't anticipate it because I feel like on the outside he played the same way. He's very like likable, he's very talkative, right? And to me, I'm like, that's exactly how he did the first time. And he's rolling with the numbers. I don't like that, right? But in this time, I definitely see much change. Like he says random things now that are like completely wrong to get people riled up, and they all believe it. So it's like that. I don't know. It's scary, but it's why this game is so interesting.
Yeah.
Aspen, do you have any questions for Alex?
Alex, I guess my question is, why?
You can just stop at why.
Why?
You can just stop at
Just
why.
Why do you lie?
Well, is that the actual question? Is it why did you lie?
No, my actual question is just, I guess specifically, like, why did you wait until you did to like try to target Rochelle? You know, like, why didn't you try earlier?
So here's the thing. I could probably tell you like 4 to 5 different things that I did absolutely terribly in the jury phase. Like I'm looking back on now and I absolutely hate the way I played it. But the reason why I didn't do anything until this past episode to get Rochelle out is because Rochelle did a great job of making me think that we were together. In my perception was that she was always going to be someone who's working with Anthony and T, but also with me and Nav, and she was good with it, and that she would actually strike when we wanted to. And I don't know how much I did it during the time that we played before that happened, before Nav went home, but I really wanted that to happen. And I wanted to I kind of wanted Anthony T versus like Fanguy and Carrie, I guess, right? And that's what I wanted the whole time. But you know, they had the upper hand so quickly, and it's honestly my fault because I voted Miguel out. So it's like, you know, the whole jury phase, I feel like it's like a repeat of it's my worst fear is like me lying and me doing shady things, and then it's the worst outcome instead of the best outcome. Because like the second season I lied for good things to happen for me. And then this time it's like the absolute opposite. Every time I lied, it was completely bad for my game. And because of that, I never knew where I was in the game because no one would ever tell me exactly where I was, or no one would tell me things that I should actually know about, you know?
Would you call it the season of lying? Like it was like the worst lie. It was so much lying this season.
There was so much lying because, well, one, I think the secret power that T had, that power, I think disrupted the entire game because we were already lying, but the fact that the vote seems so fucked, I couldn't think of that advantage being a real thing, so I tried to do it. I tried to not be a target because of it, and they all knew, obviously, because they did that, you know? So I was already fucked.
It all goes back to Nick. This is how Nick does us.
Nick, that twist
master manipulator.
Insane. That twist.
That's what it's for. It's to disrupt the game. Obviously.
No, I like it. I mean, it works.
Hey, I think we're 50-50. Half of us hate it and the other half like it. I don't like it. Exactly. It's a massive advantage.
It fucked us. It fucked our alliance up completely. Yeah, it did.
Well, to be fair, it was already fucked before that because you voted on Miguel. So.
Okay, you're right. But I mean, that is true, except that twist, like, not only did it change the game, it changed how everyone perceived everybody, and like it made our alliance became something that was so fucked up because we couldn't trust each other, and then they all knew the truth.
But did you ever think that maybe there was at least some kind of switch of vote?
I thought it was like one switch of vote. I didn't know. I thought more than one person flipped. Like I would not have guessed that me, Carrie, Nav, everyone voted Anthony out. I just couldn't wrap my head around that.
That's why it's so long in the episodes. Like we're talking about it 2 episodes because we were just couldn't figure it out. Everything was so planned and we just couldn't figure it out.
They lied really well. all like that other
Right.
side.
Yeah.
They did a good job. Like we hate them because we got out from it, but like I watching it in this season, I'm like, dude, they did a really good job at navigating when to do things, what to actually do, and they
Yeah.
always executed perfectly together. I don't know. There's something special with those four. They ran the game. Rochelle especially ran the game.
Let me just say this. Do you feel like she intentionally ran the game?
No.
Because when my conversations with her and looking, she was so non-committal to like, she was like, and
So
baby's crying. Like she didn't give a shit. So I feel like she kind of was half lucky. And
No, I
half
think it's
like, you
because
know,
the
like,
fact
I
that
don't-
the first three people that gone out were the least people she was associated with. I think.
and I saw her say that, oh, like it's gone the way I want it to go. But I still don't feel like she's some master plan.
Okay, so I'm not gonna say that she like intentionally made herself look so non-committal and non, but I do think she intentionally made sure that those people went home. I think she planned this stuff out in terms of who does she want gone. I wouldn't say she went as far as to like make this whole persona of her being so just like wishy-washy, but not without having to commit to anything and no one being mad at her. I don't know if she did all of that, but I know she definitely wanted those people out and she got that to happen. And that is complete props to her. And that's why my last ditch effort was to get her out, because I'm like, maybe if everyone sees the resume that she has, then I might survive one. And I know that if I survive one round, I can maybe comp out and win the whole thing. That was my only last Hail Mary. But before that, she convinced me to think that me and her were good, and we were kind of good. So I never did that. So it was too late, That's how good they played it.
I was always wary of her though because of Fan Guy.
But you and Dot wanted to work with her to the end.
And speaking of that, though, Carrie,
I had to.
Speaking of that, though, Carrie, you actually did get through to Rochelle because she did not vote for you. She didn't want you.
She did want to keep you around.
It was Dot who didn't want to take you to the end.
It's mind blowing.
I appreciate this season because everyone was playing. Like once jury started, everyone played. John played.
We did
really
not have
hard.
any throwaway players.
No, we didn't.
We were hardcore.
John probably was the most least active in the jury phase because of him missing stuff. But even then, he was playing hard. He ditched that old alliance right away. He knew that we were stronger. It just, dude, it was a crazy season. And I will have to say, that's the season I never anticipated not knowing what the hell was happening.
Yeah, I didn't either. I thought I was gonna be a badass. I walked in
and you are, you still are.
I can tell some time inside my little handkerchief head thing going on. Every game that you give me, besides stupid video games, God,
you were doing good on a lot of the games.
I did. I mean, yeah, I was my resume is good on winning. I needed to do it to keep myself in the game, and I
think you won the most individually, until you went out. I think.
For sure.
I think you won twice. No one else really.
I think it's 4, but whatever.
Or it was 4. Oh my God, even crazier.
Get it right, Alex. Get it right.
Do you have any final questions?
I did want to ask Alex, why did you lie about voting Fan Guy? We've been debating this for weeks now.
So again, the thing was, once Fan Guy blew me up and said I have this, advantage, I didn't know about the switch of vote, the whole switch, all the votes. I didn't know that power at all. So in my head, I was like, if everyone thinks that I was this shady and got called out by Fan Guy, then why don't just try to jump on the other side? Because we were on the losing side at that point. Once Fan Guy left, I was not in the majority. So I did want to try to do something about that and make sure I'm not the next target. But if I had known any inkling of that switch all the vote thing, I would have never said that, because then it would have been easier for me, Nav, and Carrie to just move forward together. But at that point, I was like, I'm next. There's no way I'm not next. If it's not me, it's Carrie. And I know Nav would have been safe at that point because I feel like Nav isn't the target that they wanted. So I made a really, really impulsive decision to just try to be on their side. And obviously it didn't work because they all knew I was lying. But if it did, maybe if it would have if they didn't know that,
oh yeah, you're on our side more. Yeah.
Then it would have worked a little bit more. I just knew that I was on a sinking ship and I was trying to hop onto the other ship, but the other ship was like, hell no. You think you're on the ship, but you ain't on it.
Yeah.
That was what the surprise thing was. I think the element for us, the returnees, was we got like Hunger Gamed and like got thrown into a
Yeah.
field, and it was like run and go find your friend, go find a friend. And it
Yeah.
was like a panic every single week. It was a panic.
Every single vote, we were just like, what's happening? What are we doing? How do we do this? And it was just too many big egos, myself included. We were all blindsided by who we were scared of, right? Like if you think about it, all the attorneys always, even Rochelle, focus on the returnees. And that's everyone's blind side, even like myself, yours, Fan Guys. It was completely just like we were just focused on how to get the biggest threat out, which is like each other, right? And all that stuff. It's kind of dumb because there's like 6 other new people that we don't even think about playing the game. So
about last week, I voted for you, and I had just asked Nick a minute ago. I don't even remember why, because I was mad at you, and I don't even know why I was mad at you.
It's because you were mad because you thought he voted for that guy.
And I didn't. I never voted for Carrie once.
I'm like, that's no.
I never wanted to vote Carrie out.
Sorry, Alex.
I wish you had more
I wasn't surprised at myself. My whole family turned around and they're like, "So why'd you do that?" And I was like, "I'd love to say that like, there was a theory behind it, but I might have just been having a fit."
Yeah.
Who knows?
Well, I
think you just wanted to go eat your fried pickles. That's really what it came down to.
Oh my
so
God!
angry that you couldn't go.
Oh,
eat your
true.
fried
Did you ever get those, Carrie?
Yes, but I was so drunk. I'm annoying as fuck. I'm watching myself and I was like, what the hell happened? Like
you were ready for
trash. And then the episode where Dot was trash too, like it's okay. Like we all are just exhausted at this point. So we don't give a shit. Like I didn't give a shit at that. I was so
you were like, can we vote? And I was like, Karen, you sure you want to vote? I was like, I feel like it's you if it's not me. I'm like, why are you voting already? I wanted you to say something like, who did you want out? And like, I would have tried to coordinate because it
Did
was.
Did you see Anthony spelling my name on the screen?
I saw it live. I saw it live and I was like, this is not good. Like, this is not good. And he was, dude, Anthony is a genius. Like, not a genius, but like, he's funny.
No.
No, he gets information out.
He does not bathe.
I have
he
to.
He sat that whole season and did not one time ate that stale ass bread after our 24-minute challenge. This kid is so fucking lucky. It's unbelievable. He's lucky he had tea.
Wind this down, but first, my last question: were you guys more paranoid on this season than your first season?
Yeah.
Why do you think returnees are so more paranoid when they come back again?
Because you know so much. You know.
Yeah.
You've got a certain amount of time, and it's very limited, and you've got to alliance up quick.
Yeah. And most of the time, they already looking at you as a threat. You know, knowing that you came and played this game before. You know, like
when Miguel said my name, Aspen, I was just like, I'm fucked. Yeah. Like it was an instant. I thought I had at least 2 or 3 days before somebody said anything, and he dropped that bomb, and then Nicole pops in and talks about it. I was just like,
and that's why that night. So the night that we voted, I voted Miguel out, but that night, right? Miguel was like, "Hey, don't get paranoid. I'm with you." And it's funny because obviously, like he said at face value, that is what he was saying. But in my head, I'm like, why are you saying that? You know how I played the second season, so you're definitely looking at me as a threat. I gotta get you out or something. No. And I still voted Anthony, but like he made. You
were so aggressive to Miguel I was like, he's so nice. See? Like I felt like you were aggressive towards him. Like he was like fan struck. Hi, Alex. Oh my God, I want to play with you. And you're like, nice. Anyway, and I was like, wow, this guy is so nice.
It felt very fake, and it's not fake. We talked about it afterwards, but I was like, dude, if he knows about Carrie, he knows about he knows about this game. He wants to strike at us, and that's what I thought. Miguel was a smart guy. I mean, like that's what I was thinking. And I was like,
when it is an advantage, I was like, follow me around, little one, and I will show you the ways. Like I wanted him to be a follower. I did not want him.
He would not have been a follower, though, in my opinion.
You don't think so?
No, I really think he would individually play his game. But the thing was, I cut him too early because he wouldn't have done that to us yet. Yeah. I just, again, paranoia. I mean, that's just what it is. I definitely.
Aspen, do you have a final question before we play the game?
Oh no.
I guess my final question is: I know Carrie talked about it a little bit. But do y'all feel like y'all would play differently? You know, like is it at this point, Alex, you know, like is it you just adapting to, you know, the games that you playing and building your next personality off of that? Or are you trying to just go about it a whole different way? You know, like are y'all gonna play the same or what's the goal here?
I think for me, it really is about adapting to the people around me while understanding my reputation, maybe, right? So like I came into this season thinking that I'm gonna be known as the one who deceives and the one who plays under the radar for a bit. So let me like make like I was overly aware of that. Now I think I'll be aware of it, but I'm also gonna just adapt to whoever's next to me and try to go off of that and work from there. I don't think coming in with a formula works at all, because that's how we fall into the same traps. Even if we try to do something different, we fall into losing because we're not listening and being aware of everyone else who's playing the same game. That's why I think I messed up so much this season. I was just like focused on returnees and myself and how we navigate each other, while people like Anthony and T just continued.
You see that? The people that weren't so concerned, Rochelle, T, Anthony, who were probably not thinking about the game during the day. They just played it by like whatever they felt.
I thought about it 24/7. Yeah.
Yeah. I was, as soon as we were done filming, I'd go in the living room and be like, and unload. And I'd wake up the next day and be like, this is the way I gotta manipulate this person to do that.
It's so tiring and it's so exhausting, but that's the problem. Yeah. We have to really try to play fluidly. I mean, that's how I did it the second season. I didn't do that this time. I just was very, very stubborn, very hell-bent. So
you're saying you want to play again?
Oh yeah, absolutely play with you guys, especially.
And I win, and I love it when people ask you like, so what do you win? I was like $1 million.
Yeah. I'm like, it's more than the actual show. It's more than the actual show.
Right. Exactly.
All right, let's play this little one-word game real quick. To shout out the words, you both could talk at the same time.
Oh no.
We will start with John.
Funny as hell.
Pretty.
Yeah.
How about Nick?
Funny.
Shy. Let's say shy.
I disagree.
You don't think he's shy?
What?
I think he's shy socially. I think he's not a shy person.
My conversations with Nick were lit.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, when did you have conversation with Nick?
I had one conversation with him, I think.
I had a one conversation and then we played a game against him. I thought he was great.
Oh.
How about
I love him, but
Miguel?
Who?
Miguel.
Innocent.
No, I wouldn't say innocent. I would say says the wrong things. I think he says the wrong thing randomly. You said what?
So that was more than one word.
I know, Alex. This ain't catchphrase.
I go with phrases. Okay, one phrase.
How about Nav?
Analytical.
Wait, what did Alex say?
I said analytical. Like he analyzes things.
Okay, and what did Carrie say?
Intelligent.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
How about, before I get to the returnees who's left? Well, we'll just go with Fan Guy next.
A
loss for words.
I'm trying to think the best word for him.
I mean, I want to say paranoid or aggressive. Those are the two words that came to me.
Oh God. Alpha. I'll say alpha.
I mean, the conversation he had with Anthony was probably the best scene in the entire season.
That's the best thing ever.
Like
yeah.
that really just, I sucked in my air and I was like he was like, cut the bullshit. You cut that bullshit now, boy. And I was like, yeah.
I'm working with everyone. You either want to jump in or you want to.
Yeah. So go ahead. You tell me now. You tell me now.
You tell me now.
Okay, I thought Anthony was gonna call him daddy. Like, whoa.
No, he probably did. I'm sure he did.
Definitely did.
How about Rochelle?
Wow, why are we so like?
You guys just can't talk about the returnees.
I think we're traumatized. I think
Rochelle
is social. I'm just gonna say social because she's just a beast at it. Everyone trusts her, you know.
I like social, but I would just say very loving. I think as
Yeah.
a human, like I always
Oh,
had
absolutely.
a good feeling when I was done talking with her. I thought she was very
Yeah.
nice. I don't agree with her gameplay all the time.
I agree with the
I like
gameplay
her as
this
a
season.
No, me
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
Alex. I'm
I
with
agree
you.
with it. I
I
agree
feel
with
like,
it.
yeah, I feel like
It's my
yeah.
it's yeah. It's my favorite one.
How about T?
Fire.
Queen. Honestly, she
I think you give her way
deserves.
too much props for Queen. I've never
Really?
seen anybody fake cry. Like that's a personality flaw.
I mean,
She
it's
fake
Queen for the
cried
game.
twice. When did
It's
she
Queen
ever
for the
cry?
game.
She's like this. This was the hardest thing I've ever done. Where's
Queen
the
behavior.
tears?
Queen behavior.
Ugh.
She killed it too, yo. I love the women in this season.
How about Dot?
Asshole.
Asshole, because no, I'm gonna say hypocrite because this bitch played exactly the same way I did and was so petty on my season and just copied my shit and did the same thing. But
I
better.
was so mad at you about you lying.
And then
Alex,
he did a much more improved version of my game, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. And never said anything about it afterwards. You know, like you gotta tell me that you did this. Like you can't be this mad about it the first time around. You know,
y'all are on equal playing fields.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
absolute props, but also hypocritical. Like
How about Anthony?
Annoying.
loud, sporadic.
I don't does anybody like really have good conversations with him?
I
was so surprised he
talking
did.
to him. It's so
No,
fun.
you didn't.
No,
You're
I did.
lying.
It was hilarious.
You're lying. You're a liar, Alex. You're lying right now.
Alex is lying again.
You don't really like talking to Anthony.
I do. I
think that Alex would hang out with
I wouldn't hang out with him in like.
Y'all want to game together?
Like,
Do you want to get your gaming
in
chair together?
In the game, I would. You said no, not that. But I would love playing with him in the game because he's hilarious to like bounce ideas off of. He's very paranoid. I love it.
Now, what are your words for each other without being PC because you're both here?
I'll still say backstabber.
Backstabber, good. For you, I would say confusing because I think you make some choices that are confusing. Like for John, very confused. Like sending John to exile, very confused.
I didn't know what exile was.
Yeah, she explained that earlier. She still didn't understand exiles. What she was saying.
Okay.
Survivor or Big Brother, so I thought I was.
Oh, well then never mind because you still navigate well if you don't watch those shows.
That's what I said. That's exactly what I said.
Your decisions would definitely not like be a Survivor thing. Like it wouldn't be. That's why I'm like that's why I like working with you, but also I'm like I can't like I don't understand. I don't understand something.
I don't know where I'm going every day, Alex. I get lost coming home. I have no idea. So anytime it looks like I'm really analytical in the game, I'm probably just confused.
No, but you do seem analytical. You do.
Season one, they gave me the idol thing. I had no idea what to do with it. That's why I didn't use it. I was like, that's nice. Thanks. I appreciate you.
You did describe yourself as ditzy in your very first intro video.
Yeah, because I look like I'm smart.
Oh my God.
But in reality, I'm probably the dumbest person on the show, I promise you.
You be navigating well.
Look, Aspen wants to be on an island with me, and I was like, finally someone sees that. I will take care of you.
I don't think I voted you. I don't think I ever said you in that.
Well, I think
I was confused too, but
there was some ugly things said. Nick, that's the worst game out of all of them.
That wasn't even that bad of a question.
On the real show, it gets like that though. It really does.
Like,
if you play that game, it's fucked.
Oh, it's a real game.
Yeah, it's a real game. It's not something Nick made up. It's real.
Oh, I thought it was stupid that you made it up. I was like, it's stupid thing he does.
Real Survivor.
Like, this is the stuff we tell our kids not to do in school. Like you just had a slam book. It's a slam book.
It's like my favorite game because I'm like, okay, now I get more information about the game. Like, because
that is not your favorite game. Your favorite game is whatever we play on a computer.
Okay, well, my favorite one to win, of course, but the ones to like actually I enjoy watching everyone like tear each other down. Like it's hilarious because everyone's so nice to each other all the time. And I'm like, go ham, talk more shit, talk more shit. Let me know what to do next. You know?
Right.
Alex saw me cry, and then he's just like, "Oh, this is mean." I was like, "I don't give a shit if she cried or not."
All right, guys, this went long, so I gotta end it.
Okay.
Where's Days and where's
I don't know.
Where's
They didn't show
everybody?
up.
Wow.
I know,
They missed a bombshell, but
Yeah, they gonna be so pissed when they come next week.
I
Yeah.
know
really
Dave's missed
upset.
out on his crush on Carrie, and now Carrie's
No,
Right?
I like rewound that 3 times and showed everybody else. It's like, you see, I'm a favorite for somebody. Like my
No,
husband was
Days
just
has a
like,
crush.
yeah, he's
Days
looking
has
at your
a crush.
boobs. And I was just like, oh, whatever.
Okay.
All right.